Hey viewers, you are watching the Savera and I'm Manpreet Kaur. Rising tensions in the Middle East have taken a serious turn as Iran has issued a stern warnings to the former US President Donald Trump, declaring that any military action against the country will be treated in the hardest way possible. Essentially, is an all-out war. This warning comes as a US naval armada, including aircraft carriers and other warships, headers towards the regions, raising concerns of the potential military confrontations. The Iranian government made it clear that any strike, whether described as limited or surgical by the United States, will be considered an act of full-scale war. A senior Iranian official stated that the military is fully prepared to respond to aggressions and would defend the country's sovereignty and against any form of attack. The warning explicitly named Trump's who recently authorities the dispatch of a US naval groups towards the Middle East, citing escalating tensions and concerns about Iran regional actions and nuclear ambitions. In Washington, Trump has defended that the movement of the naval armada as precautionary but necessary, emphasizing that the United States is prepared to act if provoked. He warned Tehran against undertaking any aggressive moves, highlighting the US unmatched military strength and signaling readiness for retaliations. However, Trump has also suggested that he hopes force will not be needed, aimed to prevent the situation from escalating into an open conflict. Analysis says the latest warning comes against the backdrop of persistent tensions between the United States and Iran, exacerbated by Tehran's nuclear program, internal unrest, and regional proxy conflicts. The presence of a US armada in the Gulf and nearby waters is seen as both a show of strength and a deterrent. But it has also provoked sharp responses from Iranian officials who insist that any attack, no matter how limited, will trigger full-scale military retaliations. Iran's statement is being interpreted as a clear signal to Washington and its allies that any military strikes could spiral into a large regional conflict. Senior Iranian military leaders have reported placed the armed forces on high alert and mobilized defense units along strategic locations, including the Straits of Hormuz, a crucial global oil passage, raising the stakes for global energy security. The international community is closely watching the situation, urging diplomatic dialogues and restraints. Experts warn that miscalculations on either side could have serious consequences for the Middle East and beyond, potentially impacting global trade, energy market, and regional stability. Meanwhile, world powers continue to call for calm, highlighting the needs for de-escalations and engagements rather than military confrontations. As the US naval groups moves closer to Iranian water and Tehran remains defiant, the coming days will be critical. All eyes remains on the region, with the international community hoping for restraints and the avoidance of a military escalations that could have far-reaching consequences. That's all for now. Stay tuned with us for more updates. Do like, comment, and subscribe our channel.